morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Um, Happy Friday to everyone, their families, and it's a beautiful morning out here. Heading to work. Um, all right, so we're gonna just get straight into it. So this is gonna be part 14, and I believe this topic is gonna hit a lot of individuals inside, but however it's gonna make you a better person, also including me as myself too, because every day we learn, you know every day's based on experience, and knowledge never dies. So part 14, based on my observation, going through pain can make you to understand love, and it can make you go through a better understanding of that person. That's if you can accept it. So again, part 14 is pain can make you a better person, and also it can also make you understand love onto one another. So I'm just saying that without going through pain, and let's just say, for example, you may have um you may have hurt somebody, and you didn't realize it, that you may have hurt that person. It could be that you promise your friend of yours, saying that you're going to meet them at an event, and they took your word, but however the next thing, the event took place and you never showed up, and the next thing you guys talk to each other, and you ask your friend that was supposed to attend your event, like, how come you didn't come, you know how come that you didn't call me to let me know. And then let's just say I say that, oh, because, oh, it's normal, don't worry about it, I mean, it was just a mistake, I had a lot of things to do. Right there, it just shows that you don't really care, based on what that person was going through, based on the emotional feeling and the mental status of, because they had the expectation that you were supposed to, that you gave them your word that you're going to attend their event. So, if you have a conscience, that's where pain comes in. Once you're, by yourself, you start to think things through, and it hurts you inside, like, I actually gave him my word. And if you can accept it, then rather than, being ignorant, saying that, well, I remember, he or she did this to me, whether that, they were supposed to come to my party, or they were supposed to go to, event, we're supposed to meet up. So since he or she did that to me, I'm gonna return the same thing back to them. Commonly, that's the way we human beings think. It's like payback, payback, payback. But once you think about it, as you're throwing each other, it's like throwing rocks at each other, even though a situation happened and we're guilty of it. You're just feeding on something that's not gonna be resolved between you guys. And then, if one of you guys don't want to give it up, it can get worse by where you guys don't want to talk for months, weeks, or maybe some years, based on that, tiny problem that you guys had, just something little. So if you can go through pain based on what you've done to that person, and accept it how it is, then that makes you a better person inside, that you take it like it is and you understand the pain, and now it'll make you to be aware of next time not to do that to anyone else. And then from there, by your so-called friend that you thought was your enemy, then that other person will look at you saying that, wow, this guy really, you know, gave it up, you know, just for our friendship. So you know what? Now you convince that other person to do the same to one another. So now you can see, based on, you know, what you did to accept, you know, what you did, man up, and then tell that person, you know, hey, you know, what I done was wrong. I don't want you to have no hard feelings. You know, I want to make it up. And then from there, that's where now, based on what you did to that one person, he will respect you and then accept you for who you are. And then that's when that friendship will even grow into a stronger way. And that's powerful right there. So just imagine if every one of us, every one of us can do the same. Now it can make us to understand more about each other when an issue or a conflict arises. Because commonly with us human beings, we tend to want to pay back rather than thinking of that situation, something small, that something transpired. Why don't we, you know, get to the root of it rather than, you know, being bitter and then being ignorant. And most of us, including myself, we all went through it. We let our emotions take the best of us. And that's where we have to be careful, because once issue arise, now you're in a tension fight with yourself, with your emotions, and also your mind, because on the same time you're gonna have a negative thought saying that, oh, remember what he or she done several years ago? Why don't you give that person back so they can understand it better? But however, fire versus fire cannot be resolved. It's ice and fire that things can cool down. So what I'm saying is that we need to think beyond, because life is short and you don't want to engulf on paying too much, because based on what I've seen, you know, it makes the person more bitter, more lonely, like they feel separated. And whenever I see that with one of my friends, I just confront them. I'm like, hey, you know, you're not alone. We all went through it. At the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters, you know? And that's a really important fact. I believe if we can, I believe if we can practice that, you know, it can bring us closer, not only friends, also family members as well. That is so important. And to get deeper, and once people get, you know, bitter without opening their eyes to the fact of what was the origin, or what was the root of the problem, they start to keep themselves, they isolate themselves into creating more sorrow for themselves. And I can sense that. And once I do, I'd be like, hey, whatever I did, correct me. And I believe if we can just let those negative feeling goes, and remember, you're still going through the pain, that's where you have to fight and accept it and just take it like it is. But if it's the person's fault, of course, you have to, you know, let them know. But if it's your fault, just close your eyes and just remember you're doing it, you know, for yourself, and also you're doing it for the love of God. That is so important. So, just for a quick overview of knowing love, which you have to go through pain so you can understand what that person is going through, of what you put them through. And then of course there will be like sorrow, and then there will be time that you need to think about it so you can know the matter. And then, you know, you just go up to them, resolve it. But keep in mind, I told you, you're gonna go through emotional tension where that your negative feeling doesn't want you to do what is right. And it's really important for you to identify these things in order for you to be a great communicator, and also to respecting yourself, that what you're doing is the right way. And as you're doing that, you make yourself feel good. At the end of the day, this is a small world. Nothing's promised tomorrow. So I challenge every one of you that whatever thing that you have hindrance towards somebody, no matter like if it's he or she fault, just one day just come to them and be like, hey, I wanted to talk to you. I know I surprised you, but I wanted to know what was the root of the problem versus us exchanging blows over something that is so small that we didn't even know of that we're really fighting by based on what we think we're fighting for is actually the opposite. So that's one of my, important, teaching that I wanted to point out to many people today, also including me, because we all go through every day. We all have good days, and we all have bad days. But the important thing is just to accept, grow from it, and then you show other people the way because for you to be a great follower, I mean, you also have to be a great listener, and then also understanding as well is so important. So thank you guys for watching this video. I love you guys. And next week, we're going to hit part 15 and keep the love growing. And we're going to stay strong and stay encouraged. Love you guys. Happy Friday. I'm out. Make sure you check out my link and spread the love. All right. Bye-bye.